And this problem will help us understand fractions and how we use fractions to solve problems. So if Harry needs 4/5 of a liter, so whenever you read a fraction, you see a fraction, make sure you highlight or pay attention to the words after of, because that's the whole, what we sometimes call a unit amount. And if you don't like unit amount, just call it the whole. And so this is a portion of a liter, the whole. And to make a full batch of potion, so that's sort of like the recipe, we need 4/5 of a liter. And but he only has 3/5 of a liter. So the second fraction also has a liter as our whole. So it looks like these two fractions have the same whole. So when you draw the paper strips and the strip diagram, make sure they have the same length, because both of them are out of a liter and a liter. Then what fraction of a batch of potion can Harry make? Because he needs 4/5, but he only has 3/5, so he cannot make a full batch. He can only make a portion of it. So here is when we draw, and again, by the definition of fractions, 4 parts each of size 1/5, and the 3/5 means 3 parts each of size 1/5. So when we draw the strip diagram, here I draw two identical paper strips and divide both, because in this case both of them have the same denominator. So that means I divide each of them into 5 equal parts, as you can see here. For 4/5, I highlighted 4 parts. For 3/5, because it only has 3 parts, I highlighted 3 parts. And remember, the size of each one is the same, 1/5, because both have the same size, 1/5. So now we can forget about the fractions. When we look at the drawings, that's why we like the drawing method, because after you have the drawing, you don't have to worry about the fractions anymore. You just look at the number of parts. So you can turn the question into a different question. So you can say, Harry needs, we don't have, we're just going to replace all of that. Say Harry needs 4 parts, because the shaded 4 parts. So the highlighted is 4/5, which is has 4 parts to make a full batch of potion. But he only has all of that. We're gonna replace it with 3/5, which is literally 3 parts. So what fraction can he make? So remember, he needs 4 parts to make a full batch. He only has 3. So what he has is 3 parts out of the 4 parts. So you just compare the parts now. See, that's literally 3 out of 4. Okay, so the answer is 3 3/4. So for the first part, here the answer is 3/4. Okay, so 3 parts out of 4 parts. And for the second part, describe the different wholes that occur in part A. Discuss how one amount can be described with 2 different fractions, depending on what the whole is taken to be. So let's look at each fraction. So for the 2 fractions given, 4/5 and the 3/5, we know they all have the whole 1 liter, a liter of dragon snot. So that's the whole. And so if you want to be specific, for 4/5, the whole is 1 liter, which is, and also for 3/5, the whole is also 1 liter. Label that. So this is the whole is also 1 liter of dragon snot. But, and that's the whole for the 2 fractions given. But the answer we got, which is 3/4, of, that's the 3/4 of what's needed. and the whole, this fraction, the answer 3/4, actually has a different whole. It's not 3/4 of a liter. It's 3/4 of the yellow part. So if you remember from the previous slides that we have 3 parts. That's what he has, and we can use a different color. So we have 3 parts, but we need 4 parts. So we are literally compare the blue part, the number of blue parts to the number of yellow parts. So the number of blue parts is a fraction of the yellow parts. So that's how we get 3/4 as the answer here. And notice the whole for 3/4 is a batch of potion. Or in the picture here, you can see it's the yellow part. The yellow part is the whole for 3/4. So notice that we have 2 different wholes. Which 2 different wholes? The first whole for both of these 2 fractions, and they have the same whole, which is 1 liter. So the first whole is a liter of dragon snot, but for the second whole, it's not the entire paper strip, it's the yellow part, which is 4/5 of a liter. So this is the whole. So again, this is the first whole, 1 liter, the entire paper strip. But if for the answer 3/4, that is the whole, only the yellow part. So as you can see that if you look at the blue part, it can be described as 3/5 of 1 liter. So the blue part right here is 3/5 of a liter, which can also be described as 3/4 of the yellow, or you can say 3/4 of, I guess I'm going to just write down the yellow part. And what's the yellow part? I will explain here. It's 4/5 of a liter, which is only a portion of the liter. So 2 wholes, a liter or 4/5 of a liter. So you could, with both of these fractions, refer to the blue parts here. But because we compare the blue parts with the whole paper strip, which from here to here, that's 3/5. But if you only compare the blue parts to the yellow, which has 4 parts, that's only 3/4. So this blue parts can be described either as the fraction 3/5 when we compare to the long paper strip, entire paper strip, or 3/4 when we compare the blue parts to the yellow parts.